down whoever is behind a series of attacks on horses in our area. Tonight, law enforcement invited the community out to a meeting where they explain the latest on their investigation efforts. As of tonight, there have been 5 confirmed horse attacks in just a matter of weeks.
Fox Carolina's Matt Kaufax was at tonight's meeting in Landrum, and he joins us live now with all that went down.
Yeah, good evening, Tori, Cody. I say this kind of jokingly, but you could not fit a single soul into this building more than what was there. All the chairs. We came here tonight, this parking lot empty right now, but people behind these doors were searching for extra room to fit everyone in. It was an entirely packed house. There were people not just from South Carolina, but from North Carolina, people from law enforcement agencies, politicians, people from the state. As you mentioned, we now have the governor's interest in this case, so there were SLED officers there tonight as well. And now that the governor's office is involved, law enforcement says they are tripling their efforts, quadrupling their efforts even, but that still isn't stopping from people that we talked to, multiple horse owners today, from taking matters into their own hands. At 6 p.m., Joe Riley is normally at the dinner table with his family, but tonight he's on duty.
I actually patrol my property. I go every few hours and walk around with my dogs.
He and his wife have a barn with several horses, so he and his hounds are out tonight looking for unlocked gates, sniffing for suspicious vehicles, maybe even a killer.
The fact that we're even having this conversation is just messed up.
So far, none of his horses have been harmed, but he says what he's doing is being imitated across the area.
It has reached a fever pitch, if not beyond, yeah. I'm getting a video system. It's being installed.
SLED, as well as agencies from both North and South Carolina, were at a community meeting in Landrum, where many like Joe were looking for answers.
We feel helpless to defend them short of camping out in the pasture when it's 35 degrees at night.
Dave Donnelly is one horse owner who was at the meeting. His horse Hank died in North Carolina in what he says animal control initially ruled an accident.
What we could tell for sure was there was a terrified stampede of kinds and a panic.
Hank galloped full stop into a blunt fence post with enough force to impale himself and had to be put down. It happened on October 26th, just before the first confirmed attack in Spartanburg County.
Went ahead and repaired the boards, put Hank to rest on the property that morning.
That's something law enforcement told the community not to do tonight. They say as tragic as these incidents have been, if anything happens, leave the scene as is so they have evidence.
I am afraid that it's going to happen again before this guy gets caught.
Knowing what he knows now, Donnelly wonders if law enforcement should take a second look at the case. Riley adds it's the lack of answers right now that keep him on edge, and he knows what he'll be doing in the meantime.
Loading firearms. I'm sitting there ready.
So obviously no one is taking a step back. Everyone is being more vigilant now than ever. That's what both law enforcement and these owners that we spoke to today tell me. Another big development from tonight's meeting that is super important for anyone who has any information related to these attacks. Officials told the community that a Greenville law attorney named Catherine Williams will be the point person for both concerned neighbors to report tips and for law enforcement to follow up on them. That's for sort of the low-key stuff that they want to keep going throughout all of the investigating that they're doing. For major and dangerous incidents, they still say that 911 is your best bet. In Landrum tonight, Matt Kaufax, Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news.